Sunday night, Nero came home to find a skinny hood rat asleep on his couch. Brilliant. He shut the front door, and the kid jumped awake like a startled hare and slid off the couch in a heap of long, slender limbs. Easy, mate. Nero tossed his keys into the bowl and hung his coat on the hook. You'll have to get used to me coming and going if you're going to sleep there. And sleep there, on the couch, he'd have to. Because as much as Nero loved Cass, he wasn't giving up his bed for anyone. Lenny, Nero assumed, got slowly to his feet and then sat back on the couch. Are you Nero? Yup. Lenny? Yeah. Nero nodded and went to the kitchen, leaving Lenny to it. He had a sourdough starter to feed, goddammit. He was adding flour to the bubbly mass when Lenny appeared in the kitchen doorway, platinum hair, as light as Nero's was dark, sticking up in every direction. How long have you lived here? Nero screwed the cap back onto the starter jar. In Shepherd's Bush, or this flat? Both, I guess. Great. Lenny the lodger was a nosy fucker. I've lived here in the flat a couple of years, since Cass stopped using it. Might as well, with Jimbo kipping with his bit of stuff down the road. Cass said you were his best friend. Did he now? Nero opened the fridge. You hungry? Now? It's 1 o'clock in the morning. So, when do you think chefs eat if they're cooking every other arsehole's dinner? Lenny shrank back into the doorway, retracing the tentative steps he'd taken into the kitchen. Oh, I'm sorry. I hadn't thought of it like that. I'll get out of your way. He disappeared. Bemused, Nero returned to his fridge, rummaging, turning up eggs, potatoes, and a tired onion. A second raid revealed some manchego cheese. He fried up the spuds with the onions and added smoked paprika, then swirled in the eggs, leaving them to cook on a low heat while he chopped up the manchego. After sprinkling the cheese on top and flashing the omelette under the grill, dinner was done. A simple supper that was definitely enough for two. Fuck's sake. Nero didn't have much of a conscience, but letting even a stranger go hungry was something he just couldn't do. He dished up and carried 2 plates to the living room, half expecting to find Lenny had gone back to sleep, but the kid was huddled on the couch, a coat bunched around his drawn-up knees. Nero set the plates on the coffee table. And you got a duvet? No. Why not? I left it at my old place. Didn't want to go back there. Ah, that was right. The kid was in trouble. Still, Nero was surprised Cass hadn't kitted him out before leaving him to Nero's mercy. So you've left all your things behind? Didn't have much, to be honest. The flat came furnished and Cass took my books back to his house. Lenny shifted on the couch, making himself impossibly smaller. He offered me some sheets and stuff, but I said no. He's done enough for me already. Yeah, Cass is like that. Grumpy twat, but he's a fucking old woman deep down. A nutty one, like his nana. Lenny said nothing. His eyes drifted to the plates on the coffee table before he seemed to remember himself and his gaze returned to the floor. Nero regarded him, taking in his wild, bleached blonde hair and perfect eyebrows. His wide brown eyes and the freckles dusted across his nose. He had a perfect mouth too, curved with a full bottom lip. Jesus, stop eye-fucking him. You've sworn off the boys, remember? Nero swallowed. Truth be told, he'd never been on the boys, unless a few drunken fumbles with Cass years ago counted. There'd been no others he'd wanted to hook up with since. How could there be when, up until this moment, Cass had been the most beautiful man he'd ever seen? Whoa. It had been a long time since he'd dwelled on his attraction to Cass, but it didn't take a genius to figure it had been a hero complex. Cass had saved him and given him a life, a career, a purpose, and in return, Nero had fallen a little in love with him. You sad fuck.